covering is supposed to be held by Shem Shai, it's just truth. All right. But what, 2/3, they don't regard this truth. They don't take this, they can't get it anyway, you know? So therefore what? They cover with other, they're covering as other things. All right. Like Adam and Eve went off in the beginning, and covered themselves, Hey, that's them, that was them, but so like, not to go off, but not to go too, deep or anything, but it's the same thing, that is mentioning here, that word covering, is basically, what they're using to abide by, or to be, pretty much be under the shadow of, as a matter of fact, let me grab that real quick since I mentioned that word shadow. Well, Shalaki, I think it goes into it as we read now. Yeah. I'm going to reread it again. Isaiah 31. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. All right, so it's talking about these 2/3, that don't cover, that don't aren't seeking the power, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. All right, so they trust in this place, they trust in this government, That's why you continue to see 2/3, all right, going about, out there on the highways and byways, doing all these things, on these political platforms, begging Esau, or whatever the case may be, ask, just trying to plead, and beg Esau for some type of mercy, like he's really going to give it to you, all right? Because this devil, he, plain and simple, he's programmed to not care for you. The Lord created him, all right, to plain and simple, just be a devil, all right? So how can you trust this man? What, the scriptures call him a serpent, all right? And when you, of course, a serpent is something slithery and it's very quiet, and it'll attack you at an instant that you don't expect. All right, and that's what the Lord compared this devil onto. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick, because the scriptures tell us never. Let me just get it. So like, let me. I don't know why it's not knowing what I'm trying to find. Bear with me. For like as. Well, I'm gonna just move on in the spirit, Salakia, but pretty much, you brothers know what scripture that is. It's pretty much it. Just to quote it anyway, it says, "Never trust thine enemy." All right, for like as iron rusted, so doth his wickedness. So it's pretty much talking about Esau, Edom. Never to trust thine enemy, because plain and simple, this dude is our enemy. He's been the enemy from the beginning, and he is still to this day. But to continue reading on, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. All right. So these people are going to find themselves in a confused state, and they're going to be ashamed for not taking heed and not trusting in Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai when all this hell breaks loose. All right. That's when they're going to be caught out there, and they're going to be in total fear. All right. Not having any assurance of their life, but what did the scripture say about the men of the Lord? All right. We're going to grab that. All right. Let's get that real quick. Because this is what's gonna be. This is what's gonna happen for the men of the Lord for continuing to trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai. I'll start at 7. Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right. So the Lord is gonna save his men out of it, or out of Jacob's trouble. Why? Because they put their trust in him. So that's why, for these 2/3 that don't trust in the Lord, hey, they're going to get it, man. They're going to get it in that time to come, whoever it may be, scoffing the word of the Lord, whether it be people within your own household or whatever the case may be, scoffing, and whatnot, they're gonna see in that day, because the scriptures say, then shall my chosen be known, roughly paraphrasing, But going back to Isaiah, but yeah, that was pretty much the point of that scripture, All right, now let me grab Isaiah chapter 31. Isaiah chapter 31, and start at the top. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh. Yet he also is wise, and will bring Salakia. But the first scripture just said, woe unto them that trust in Egypt. All right, now this is exactly what these 2/3 continue to do. All right, and this is what the men of the Lord are not doing, trusting in Egypt. All right, because we already know this place is going to be destroyed anyway. What did it say? What did it say? And I'm not sure what chapter it is, but basically it said, well, we're just going to get it. All right, because this is ultimately what's going to happen. This is ultimately what's going to happen. And that's prophesied to happen in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. All right, now Idumea, of course, is the Greek way of saying Edom, all right, which means red. And of course, we know Edom, okay, Esau, Edom is the so-called Caucasians, to this day. All right, and where's the chief dwelling place of Esau? Esau. Where is the chief dwelling place of Esau, Edom? Here, America. All right. And this is what's going to happen to it. The Lord's going to destroy it by thermonuclear fire, So seeing that that's going to happen, what should you put your trust in? Are you going to trust in Esau? Are you going to trust in Egypt? Or are you going to trust in the Lord? Because he's the one that's going to bring it, and he's the one that's going to save his men out of it, So reading on. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Right? So this was going to come to this place, man. The Lord's going to make the Lord's going to melt this place and just destroy it completely. All right, to the point where the scripture says it's not going to never be inhabited again. And that's rightfully so. That's exactly what this place needs. All right. Because this place has done nothing but be wickedness, it's done nothing but do wickedness, okay? And they constantly oppress the Lord's people, and that's why there's no peace on the earth ultimately, all right? We need peace on the earth, We need peace. We need righteousness to reign, okay? These scriptures to be pushed, and ultimately these devils just, put out of the earth, after 1,000 years, after they served their captivity, Because they're nothing but a cancer on the earth. The scriptures tell us also in Isaiah to prepare slaughter for the children, that they do not rise again. All right, because it's continually in them just to be wicked. You can't leave them sitting there. Okay, we got them in slavery. They're going to continue to meditate upon ways to be wicked. So I just want to grab this to show ultimately what's going to come to this place, Babylon. So therefore, for the ones that trust in it, they're going to go down with it. Now let's get Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6, and I'm probably ending on this. Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure. All right. So this is what's going to keep you stable in the times to come, and it's what's going to strengthen you to be delivered. All right. The knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of these scriptures, which is what a lot of people do not have. That's why that's why it's very important and very valuable, for the men that do have it, sometimes, you mess up and whatnot, you fuck up, but, ultimately you still remember that, hey, the Lord, you continue to just get up, brush yourself off, and do better, So, but that's pretty much the point of this lesson, I hope it was edifying, to you brothers, continue to push, keep doing the works, the times are coming closer and closer, So I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, the water, for putting the spirit upon me to do this lesson. Once again, double honor sound to the artists of Israel, which are the artists of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well. And peace, blessings, and salutations to you, Akim, throughout the four corners of the earth, continuing to do the works in truth and in sincerity. With that, I want to say shalom.